Good morning and welcome back to Will and Mabel. I'm Will, I'm a canine behaviourist, and this is Mabel. I don't know if you can see, but she's at the back of a crate, settled, chewing on a bone, settling down a little bit. So we're getting there, still crying issues inside the crate, but while she's in the crate, I thought this would be a good time for me to show you the bit of the haul that I've had delivered for her recently. Now, these aren't necessarily actually a Christmas present, they just happened to have been delivered a few days before Christmas. So I thought I'd break down what it is that I've ordered and explain why I've ordered it and why I use them. Now, if you think that I sound and look a little bit rough, you'd be absolutely right. I do feel terrible. For like the last year or so, I've had like really bad chronic tonsillitis, and the last few days I've had a real bad flare up again. So although I feel lousy today, yesterday we were very close to me to having to go to A&E because the tonsil had swollen up so much that they were pressing together and it was making it difficult to breathe, and if they'd got any worse I was going to have to go and have surgery to have them cut out, which would have ruined Christmas, which wouldn't have been ideal. So we managed to avoid that. I've been pumping myself full of antibiotics, which has taken the edge off, so now I just feel a bit rubbish. Got a really sore throat, but I don't feel like I'm about to die like I did yesterday. So I thought that'd be a good opportunity for me to go over some of the things that I've just had delivered for Mabel. So let's dive into it, and all the products I'm going to discuss, as always, are listed down in the description box below. So in every single video I've always got answers to some FAQs and links to all the products that I recommend down in the description, so if you are interested you can go and check them out. But we'll start with the delivery that I've had from Scruffs. Now, if you've been following my channel or my other channel, the Canine Show, for a while, you'll know that I kind of recommend two bed companies, Scruffs and Tuffies. I've got a Tuffies bed inside the crate, and then I've got quite a few Scruffs beds kind of dotted around my house and my parents' house, because I am a bit of a sucker for my dogs having really comfortable beds, but without spending an absolute fortune. Now, this bed that I've had delivered now is their Expedition bed. You might be able to see. You can see it's one of the Scruffs ones. I got it in a nice green, and the reason I got that bed's to go in the boot of our car, because if you're anything like me and like to take the dogs out for nice walks out in the middle of nowhere, they'll get coated in mud. It's wet and miserable here in the UK at the minute, and every time I get Mabel back in the boot, she's just coating the boot or whatever, the bed I've got in there for her, with mud, and it's wet and it's miserable. Whereas this one's completely water resistant. You can unzip it and machine wash it, or you can just wipe it down dead easy, and they have some built-in antibacterial stuff, so happy days, can't rate them enough. I've also had a couple of other things delivered from Scruffs. The first one is a grooming mitt. Now, Cane Corsos don't require much grooming at all, just kind of a weekly wipe over. This mitt here, I'll try and do it one-handed. You all get the idea. So on this side of the mitt, you might be able to see, has got like a grooming mitt, and then on the other side is like a noodle mitt that you can dry them off with. So the combination of both, you can really use the grooming side of it to remove the dead hair, and the mitt gives it a nice kind of glossy once over or dries them off. But if in particular you're thinking about drying them off, this is why I got this noodle mitt. So this is a noodle towel, and it's got like a hand thing on that side and on that side, so you can put your hand in either side and give them a real good wipe down and get all that mud and water off them really easy. And again, these can just get chucked in the washing machine if they get a little bit stinky or a bit muddy or a bit wet. Really easy to clean, really easy to look after. Amazing quality, just makes things dead easy and keeps things clean, especially at this time of year. So the next thing we've got is kind of a batch of toys. Now, I'm starting to get to know Mabel and what she enjoys. So every dog professional in the world always recommends Kong. Got another one of those because you can never have too many. I also got one of these from Kong as well. Very similar idea, but you've got 4 different holes. So my plan is to fill that up with 4 different flavours of things. Chuck them in the freezer. Hopefully it'll help with crate training. Then I've got 2 other things that are similar. This one is from Planet Dog, super tough, durable rubber, and you can see you can open those things and wedge treats in there. Again, she's quite a smart girl and she likes puzzles. You saw me working on the Nina Otterson products that I really like. Anything like that really gets her mind going and she has to use her nose, she really enjoys. So we've got one of them. And then speaking of Nina Otterson, this is from their company, and it's one of their pyramids. So again, it's a similar principle to the Kong, and they do these in a soft and a hard one. Now, I'm noticing that Mabel really likes to sink her teeth into hard plastic, more so than soft plastic like you get with the Kong. Obviously it's super tough and durable, but it's a bit squidgy, whereas this, you can hear It's rock hard plastic, so again, you can fill it full of whatever you want, lots of different treats, but it's real plastic, so she can sink her teeth into it a little bit, and hopefully that'll drain her mind a little bit, especially while we're working on crate training. And then I've had a delivery from Acme. Now, Acme by far make the best dog whistles on the planet. Now, I know what you're going to say. Isn't a whistle just a whistle? And no, they're not. A good dog whistle is an amazing tool to use, especially for recall. Now, I'm not really going to be doing any competition level obedience with Mabel, but recall, I absolutely love to put on a whistle just because it's super consistent and I can guarantee it, and then nobody will accidentally ruin it by using the command accidentally and it not be a real force. But I'm going to do a whole video on how I use whistle training with Mabel. But I usually go for the 211.5s. This one's glow in the dark, so it's a nice little extra feature, especially if you're out walking at night or it's dark late like it is here in the UK, so you often find yourself out at night. That's just a nice little feature to have. I won't go into the details about the differences in the numbers. I'll do that in the video when I dedicate it to whistle training. But I like the 211.5, but I've also gone for one of these. Now, these are a bit more pricey, but as you can see, they're carved out of real stag horns, antlers. And I'm a sucker for anything that's kind of bespoke, handmade, hand-carved. I absolutely love it. So I've gone for one of those that I think is absolutely beautiful, and then a really nice leather braided, bear with me, I'll make it difficult to get these things out. Then a really nice leather braided lanyard for the whistle to go on. So obviously it didn't take rocket science. Absolutely love Acme products. Really looking forward to doing whistle training. Mabel's obedience work is coming on really well, and I think she's really going to enjoy sinking her teeth into some whistle recall work that we're going to start early in the new year. So in an old video I was talking about when life takes over and how you need to kind of forgive yourself sometimes. Yesterday I felt awful. Today I feel lousy. The last thing I want to do is be going out and doing some really structured socialisation or obedience work. But which reminds me of something I want to show you now. I've shown you meal times a few times, but it's been very much me talking to camera. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you how I feed Mabel a lunch kind of in real time and how I actually do it, and show you how important it is to never leave food down, and I'll show you why that is. So we're going to feed her lunch anyway. She's just woke up, she's come out of the crate, she's been to the toilet, she's just had a drink. She's seen me pick the bowl up, so she's following me around. She knows what the crack is. So her manners are already impeccable. I've got the amount of food that I'm feeding her. Obviously your dog will depend on how old they are, how big they are that you use. I put a splash of hot water in, mix it through just because I'm soft, and this makes a really nice gravy, so it smells nice for them and just makes it a bit tastier. Like I say, deep down I'm a big softie. I like them to enjoy their dinner. But I want you to understand how little time this takes to do it this way, rather than being lazy and not capitalising on what an amazing opportunity this is. So we're coming back in. So all I'm going to do now, Mabel, sit. Good. Stay. Good. Break. Good. Yes. Good. And now she's going to go in and enjoy her lunch. So for that literally few seconds of time that just took me, no more time really than it'd take just for me to feed her anyway, rather than being lazy and wasting the opportunity, what we've worked on there is good manners. We've worked on sit, we've worked on stay, we've worked on break. We've also been able to work on impulse control, and we've been able to work on resource guarding, especially if I now went in and put my hand in around a bowl and did some advanced resource guarding work that I'm not going to do now, but it shows you how many things you can work on just through mealtime. So even like yesterday when I was incapable of anything else whatsoever, and even getting out of bed to feed her was a big ask, and today I feel lousy, and like I say, I'm trying to do a bit of work with her, but ultimately I'm tired, we're really busy, we need to go and do some family stuff in a minute anyway. But just in that 30 seconds, and puppies need to be fed 3 to 4 times a day anyway, So even if life gets in the way completely, during those meal times, like I say, you've got impulse control, you've got manners, you've got sit, you've got stay, you've got break, you've got resource guarding. Don't waste the opportunity that is mealtime, no matter whether you've just got your puppy or you've had your dog for 10 years. Make the most out of mealtime. Don't leave a dog's food down. Capitalise on it and make sure that you're using it as an opportunity to work your dog every single day to carry on reinforcing these amazing behaviours that we want. Now I want to take you back about 4 weeks ago when we just got Mabel, and this is what she was like when she was first in the boot. So I'll show you that short clip now. Yeah, that's not a very happy puppy in the back, so we're starting to do some work. She needs to get used to going in the boot. Obviously she can't be in the front of the car, she needs to be going in the boot as she gets older. So I'm using my wife's old car that's got a very small boot. And this is what she's like now, so you'll notice that she's sitting and patient and actually quite looking forward to going in. Good girl, up, 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 up. Good girl. So up, up, up is the command that I'm going to be using for her to climb in, because obviously I don't want to be climbing her in and out. She can't do it yet, but I'm encouraging sit, stay, up, 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 and then eventually as she gets bigger and older she will just be able to jump straight in the boot. But as you can see, she's more than happy to go in. Shut the boot on her, and there she is. I'll show you from inside the car. And now we're inside the car. You can see she's just back there looking out the back window. Are you happy, Mabel? Are you okay back there? Good girl. Good girl. So yeah, from a month ago of what she was like to what she's like now, huge progress. We'll get there, the same with crate training, just about being calm, relaxed, sticking to a plan and going through the process step by step, taking your time, and I promise you you'll get there. And why I remember, guys, I know over the last couple of days why I've been poorly, I've just found out today that the online training course platform hasn't been working. So a few of you have messaged me saying you've tried to buy the course but haven't been able to. I've managed to fix that today. So if you were one of the people that have been trying to buy the course over the last couple of days, the website and everything's fully back up and running, so you can join and log on to that course now if you want to. And if you didn't know, by the way, I've got a perfect puppy course where I break it down step by step, day by day, week by week and month by month, from the day you bring your puppy home, the things you need to be working on for obedience, manners and socialisation to have a perfect canine companion. So again, that's listed down in the description box below. That's going to be everything for today, guys. I know it might not be as long as usual, but like I say, I feel absolutely awful, and we've got a family event going to see my brother and sister-in-law for a Chinese this evening. So I'm going to wrap this up, try and get that edited before we go and see them, and I'm going to try and caffeine my way through the rest of the day before I collapse and pass out later, and hopefully shake off the rest of this sore throat and illness that I've got. And I'll see you hopefully in the next day or two.